And we're rolling.
I turned my phone off. Hi, pal.
Oh, wait. 1, 2, 3.
Hi,
Hi,
pal.
I'm Rob Bancroft. She's Mary Beer. And this is Two Pals. It's been a while.
It has been a while.
But this is episode 3.
It feels really good to be back.
It just feels good to be alive, to be honest.
Yeah, that too.
All right, episode 3. You guys are probably binge watching this 1, 2, and 3 because we haven't released them at all. For better or worse, I said, no, we need 3 now. So this is the 3rd.
Yeah.
And I think this is going to be the best one yet.
I think so too.
Sure, why not?
Because we're getting good at it.
Sure. Yes, we are. Even though I'd rather be sleeping right now or like eating Taco Bell. I don't know.
Oh, Taco Bell after.
Okay. Yeah, we got a Baja Blast with your name on it, Kevin.
Dude.
But
Kevin's
yeah,
here.
we got the pals back together. Nicole, there you go. Nicole, not yet, but she'll
She'll be
eventually be sitting on this couch looking all sexy.
Talking about yoga.
And with her little like tongue drum. Just go ahead and yeah, so we need it because as you can't tell, I'm already a little strung out. But the beard looking good though. Damn. Anyway,
I so can't keep up with you.
I know I told you, and
It's great. No,
I have no
do it.
caffeine in me.
Do it.
Okay,
It's
it's because I'm sad in the record.
Me too.
I know. So let's just get right into it. Highs and lows. You're first.
Oh man. Okay. My high is my 4-year-old neighbor, Ethan. He's my high. He came
Nice.
over this morning when I was like running late for work. And he's, Mary, here's a penny for you. And I'm like, thank you. And he said, give it back to me later.
He lent you a penny?
A penny.
Nice.
Yeah. But anyway, that's on my high for the day.
Ethan?
Because I actually had to I was hurrying and I had to
Yeah.
stop
And it was a
And-
nice reminder.
and be present with him.
Yeah, because childish innocence is lost after 4, so he better hold on to it.
Oh, wow. Well, I'm glad I have him right now
Yeah.
because he makes me happy all the
Do you
time.
want to send him a special shout out? Maybe he'll be watching this on YouTube after
Hi, Ethan. I got your penny.
nice. And hi, Ethan.
Yeah.
Your dad helped me move. Thank you.
J Dog.
Yeah, shout out to J Dog.
Yeah.
He helped my family so much. I had so much trash. I really wanted to sell half of it on eBay, but I just didn't have any more energy. But so J Dog, if you're watching, I got a bunch of pennies for you. Thank you very much.
Oh, he's watching and he wants to come on.
Okay,
Oh, he
maybe
wants to
after
be a pal.
Nicole we'll have J Dog
Yeah,
on. Okay,
perfect. Okay, we called you out
I
now.
love it. Okay, low.
Low. Yeah, I know. Low's so brutal. It's just, I'm just sad. And do I want to explain it?
We'll get to there.
Oh, yeah,
Okay,
You go.
Mary's sad.
I am. I'm sad.
Hi.
Hi.
My high is I'm just grateful for the support system and the people in my life. Not everyone has that, and so I am very grateful for that. Low. I got a lot going on, and so I always feel like something is up, something's going on, and so it's just a low of just have to carry that weight. I'm not complaining, but it's just there, so that's a low. So yeah, call it sadness, call it something, and maybe we'll get into that too. But yeah. So, but just grateful for my pals.
Yeah, I'm grateful for that too, but I do feel the heaviness. I know
Yeah.
what you're talking about.
But
It's
I feel like that's a cycle that's been going on here.
Big
So
old backpack full of rocks or something.
yeah, backpack full of rocks.
Yeah.
And all I want to do is rock.
I want to rock.
Kevin, high and low.
So,
You knew this was coming.
Yeah, no, I knew. My high is for sure. My friend Mel came up to visit last weekend, and yeah, no, she's awesome. I missed her a lot, so that was much needed.
Nice.
And then low is it's hard to choose one low because there are a couple different things. I know this
Backpack
sounds
full of
bad,
rocks.
but I guess yeah, my family's housing situation, the decisions are way up in the air right now. There's no certain thing as to what's gonna happen in the next month or two, and it's a lot of complicated decision making to be done.
Yeah, and it's not as easy as
But,
they make it look in those pamphlets.
No,
No, it's not.
Shout out to Project Sentinel, though.
True
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But I feel okay about it, so it's not the gnarliest low.
Nice.
So it's cool.
So last time you felt overworked. How are you doing with that?
Oh,
I want to check in on you.
with that, I guess I feel like I can handle it right now.
Nice.
Like I still have a ton on my plate and a lot lining up, and there's a lot of uncertainty with all
We
that.
got a couple
too.
in the chamber, man.
But I don't feel bad about it. So there's that. I feel like I'm able to take it on right
Sweet.
now. So
That makes me glad to hear because half that stuff is what I sent your way. So thank you.
I'm ready.
I'm glad you're good. Yeah, we're ready.
Well, and actually, kind of that's how I feel too about things. Like, there's just so much going on at work and with council, whatever. But I feel good about all that.
That's good.
But it is a lot.
Must be nice.
Yeah.
It's not like that all
Must
the
be
time.
nice. Cut to me. We'll get that down later. All right. So Mary hasn't seen episode 1 or 2. Kevin and I have watched it a couple times. I might have watched it the most, or maybe you have as you're editing. I'm not sure, but we don't edit a lot out. You kind of just clean up the bread,
Yeah, I
and we
haven't
keep the. You're a
haven't
big
seen it.
hit, man.
I haven't heard it.
Instagram's up to like 10 followers. We had lunch the other day with Danielle, and she was like quoting the whole episode to you, and you had no idea.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
I mean, I know I had fun, and I felt really good when
Yeah.
I left here.
To be honest, I think that's the only reason I'm really doing this. Like, besides therapy, I need this too. But yeah,
Yeah.
eventually we'll debut to the world.
Right.
But one of my what the things I noticed, definition of what observations is we talked about all of the hats that we wear,
Yeah.
but we failed to mention one of your hats or one of those rocks in that backpack of yours is that
Johnny.
Mary Beer is a city council member, one of 4.
What? One
And
of 5.
One of 5. Who am I missing?
I don't know. You
Okay.
didn't name them yet.
Don't get me started. One of 5 out of 40,000 people in Pacifica.
Whoa,
I
say
think-
it like that.
Yeah, crazy, right?
Yes.
13,000 households.
So many people voted.
So many people. I
Do
think
you
the
know how many
most
votes?
ever.
You
How many
remember?
you got?
Yeah,
it was like
like
6,000 or 8,000.
I think it was 7,000 something.
Yeah, we thought you needed like 4,500 to get, and then that was like everything got in for. I'm like, oh, and then we had to wait 2 weeks to see if you won or not. That was like the most
Oh, that
intense part
was-
of my
yeah.
life. I don't know what you were doing, but I was anxious.
I was sleeping.
Recovering. Yeah,
Oh,
you didn't
no.
answer my phone call for like. I don't call people. Let's be honest.
Yeah, right.
So Mary is a city council member. This is where we would take in a Q&A maybe or something. That once we got like some good followers,
Oh,
we can
yeah.
just. Oh well, the listeners tweeted in, Mary. What do you stand for?
I stand for equity.
Nice.
The foremost.
I wasn't really
most
asking you,
important
but
thing. Well, you get used to saying things. And
Yeah,
you
I
get
know.
used to people asking you that question.
well, so that's what we want to know. What was the journey like? What's it like now? And then we'll get into any specifics. But let's just try to reflect a little bit on that. 2018.
2018.
All right.
Wow, it
The
seems
year
like,
is 2018. You have just officially put your name on the ballot.
oh, I remember that day. I was in
Yeah.
the parking lot at the at the city hall, and I had all these papers. And I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna do it. And then
Yeah.
I walked in the city hall, and then I had to take an oath.
Nice. Tell us about the oath.
You know the oath, right?
I pledge allegiance.
I have to say that in the beginning of every meeting.
You don't
I know how I
have. You
feel
don't
about
have to
that.
do anything.
This guy,
Oh,
no,
I thought I saw you take a knee too. Is that true?
and no.
Okay.
Wait, what?
What do you stand for?
Exactly.
I'll tell you what I
Anyway,
kneel for.
I had to take an oath that day, and I
Okay.
didn't know that was going to happen, and it felt really weird.
I
Like,
don't know
was
what the
like,
oath is.
Oh well, it's the oath that everybody takes when you go into office. Like I can't repeat it. I don't have it. In front
Yeah,
of
we're
me.
not asking for that, but just like what was the
Like even the president.
like?
It's
I'll
the
be a good
same
person.
one. No,
Oh,
it's like
I'm not lying.
I'll protect everybody. From
Oh, nice.
domestic enemies or foreign and domestic or whatever.
Nice.
There's a lot to it.
Okay.
You should
So it got kind of
Yeah.
serious.
right there. Like I wasn't expecting that. I was like, whoa, okay, this is real.
It's real.
I'm doing it. And
Okay.
if it wasn't for you and Jen and Kevin and Dee, I would have never made it.
Shout out to the media team.
Shout out to the media team. It's the most important part of any campaign.
One more time, louder for the people in the back.
A shout out to the media campaign for the media team. Literally, it's the most important thing. Most
Well, no,
important part.
you and the people,
Well,
but we just help you tell your story.
yeah, and I didn't even know that it could be told that way. Like
Neither
I
did
remember,
we.
I remember Kevin made the first video, and I saw it and I cried.
Yeah.
I was like,
And for
my
people
daughter
who don't
cried.
know Mary, she doesn't always cry, but yeah, Kevin does good work.
I cry sometimes, but it showed who I was perfectly,
Yeah.
and then without
In a contemporary-
hiding anything,
yeah.
or it was just so nice and
But
so
we,
well done.
yeah, we can't make that kind of footage. We can't do that kind of work unless we're working with someone who is pure and focused or wholesome, as Jen likes to call you.
Aw, Jen, that's so nice.
Okay, so yeah, once you started seeing video content, once it
Yeah.
was real, once people started coming out as for or against, like I think the most significant thing was the Fog Fest. That's when it was like, is real?
Yeah, the Fog Fest, and then there was all the forums.
Oh yeah, and we had no idea forums were coming.
Yeah, the panel discussions were really,
Were
really
there-
hard for me.
What were like a more? Can you kind of name off the ones they were
Well,
like?
the first one was the Labor Council.
Okay, and that wasn't public, right? Or
It was, you could go.
okay, so
yeah.
there was the Labor Council.
Yeah, and I was like a fish out of water. I had
You sure that
no
was the first one?
idea what that was my first.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's an interesting one to start. Okay, so yeah, there's like
Sure.
Labor. I know the
Mhm.
Chamber did one. The Pedro Point people, whatever you call them, did one.
Yeah.
The Brown Progressive Alliance did
oh
one.
yeah, Progressive Alliance.
Was there any other ones that?
Yeah, there was the AAUW.
Oh, okay,
Right?
that's the women's
The women's group. Yeah.
They're great. They do a lot
And
of
I
good
think
stuff.
by the time I got to the very last one, the Democrats did one. Oh my gosh.
Oh, that was the really early one at Sharp Park.
Yes.
I must have missed that one.
Yeah, that you don't want to look at that one.
That means everyone go look at it right now. Mary did fine.
Well,
She won, so whatever.
I just think it's a really interesting thing to do because for me, I felt like I had to have all the answers, but the answers weren't even really there. If that makes sense.
I think it's just
So-
people sizing you up.
Well, and I was trying to come up with all these things to say, and it just wasn't coming out naturally.
Yeah, we kept trying to tell
at
you to
all.
stop working so hard.
I didn't know how to do that. I
Yeah.
really didn't.
But
So-
you learned a lot about the process. I think we all learned a little bit about ourselves.
Oh my goodness, we did.
Yeah. Okay, so after the forums,
Mhm.
I'm talking about Fogfest because no one saw a few things coming, and we're not even going to get into it. But it was just again real. Like
Mhm.
anyone can say anything about anyone, and you have to be prepared
You really
to
do.
deal with it.
Yeah, and that happened at the booth. Yeah, where
The booth,
people were
in the
coming
parade,
up after they've
after,
been drinking. The parade
online.
was so fun.
Oh yeah, well for your group, but I was just talking about some of the other groups, yeah, better for better or worse. But
Yeah.
I think what people watched the most of you, what I was inspired by the most, and maybe Kevin can chime in, is like the way you handled stuff. You always came at like just such a caring, understanding angle, and that's all we were trying to get through to people. So again, you made our job really easy because you didn't have to fake it. You're just so authentically caring and nice, but not in a weak way. Because a lot of people think that's a weakness, but motherfucker, that's a strength.
Well, I think they thought I was going to be too nice to do the job.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm definitely not.
No. So
No,
I believe they underestimated you. We'll get to that part. in a
Okay,
little bit.
great.
Okay, so after the Fog Fest, do you remember any like crazy parts where you're just like, oh, dude, what'd you get me into?
Not particularly.
Okay, so it's pretty good on your end with the videos and
I
stuff.
think like again, editing all the videos, editing any kind of interview content in general. I think if someone is just like genuine and straightforward and like knows what they like.
I think you need to move the mic too. Something's
Yeah.
cutting in.
Oh,
and out,
yeah.
Sorry.
Here, like knows what they want to get across, or at least like can be honest about how they're feeling about figuring that out.
Mhm.
I think that shines and makes the whole edit easy because you don't have to think about the message as much in terms of like decoding it.
Because it's already kind of
It's
there.
already
Yeah,
kinda
I think you did good at like giving him a lot to work with, but like it still had the narrative, so that was cool.
Yeah.
And I also think that because I trusted you both and you were there the whole time and you made me so comfortable that it was easier for me to do it.
That's true.
'Cause
I
I
used to
could
get
just- I would
jealous.
just-
I used to get jealous the way you would look at Kevin. Like, thank you, Kevin. You made me so comfortable. And I'm like, I'm behind you, like a good stage mom, and you just like don't even want to talk to me.
I did have a little crush on Kevin.
Who doesn't? I'm about to get a tooth tattoo. But if you had to choose, V, right?
Well, yeah.
Oh no, it's not
No,
Kevin.
no,
I'm already
oh.
over. Okay, so
Don't make me pick
yeah.
parents.
That's right.
Okay, so yeah, anything leading up to the campaign, or like, how did you feel during the vote, or is there any story that you want to share before we get into like what current affairs are all about?
Well, I think because people were so negative during the campaign and negativity was all around me, on the end of my driveway, like everywhere I went, there was negativity. So by the time we got to that part in the campaign, I finally said that I had to make a statement about it.
Mhm.
And I think after I made that statement, I felt better. I felt stronger.
That's cool.
Yeah, because you have to support each other along the way. all of the candidates.
Yeah, and you're not
All
just
of
saying
them.
that, you actually believe it.
No, oh no, I believe it.
I know, that's why it's so good. Some people say it because they think they're supposed to, but
No, and that continues on too when you're serving. You have to support each other.
that's true. I did notice, yeah, like, you know, when they say, like, speak up even if your voice trembles, that's kind of where we were at. And then I was just like, no, now it's, like, so consistent and just, like, you can't believe how, like, negative some things and people are that you just, like, all right, I got to say something. But it's not like you're not trying to go, like, tick for tack or whatever.
Oh, no, not at
But
all.
is it tit for tat or tick for tack? Tic tack? You're not going tick for tic
It's
tack.
tit for tat.
There you go, tit
Yeah.
for tat. So, like, this is my longest day. So by the time I get here, I'm saying, like, the weirdest words, like principal instead of principal or something. I don't know. You'll find it. We'll edit it together. All the wrong words I say. Okay, yeah. So fuck negativity.
Yeah.
And is there anything? I think we have a video coming out. But you know, what would you tell Mary back then? And then what would you tell Mary right now?
Oh my gosh. So what I would tell Mary back then is that you are absolutely doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing. Like, don't doubt it. Just do it.
Nice.
Because when doors open up, and they have opened up for me one after the other, you just have to walk through. You know, fearlessly walk through. And like for me, I just surrender to God and I walk through the door.
Nice.
And I would remind her of that too along the way. Like, keep your spirituality intact.
And just roll with it.
Yeah.
You got it.
And then go. And then do what you're supposed to be doing.
Okay. And then would you tell this Mary right now the same thing? Or what would be version 2.0 of that? Like,
I think I would tell 2.0. Version 2.0. Mary 2.0. Like,
two pals point oh.
2 pals 0.0. Don't be afraid to ask the questions that come up in your head. Because every time I have a question, it's validated by either someone else has a question, or the way it's answered, or how it brings about a decision.
Mhm.
Like, just ask all the questions and prepare. Oh my gosh.
More than you already do? Or just continue to prepare?
Just continue.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't ever think that you can get away with like not preparing.
Oh, that sounds so like tense though, but I guess that comes with the job,
Yeah,
right?
but if I was to walk in that place and I didn't have my my packet read and my questions
Yeah.
written out, I would be like
Scrambling for that. Okay.
Yeah, then I would
So
have
you
the
define
shake-
preparedness for yourself.
Then I
and-
would have a shaky voice and I
Yeah.
wouldn't be able to say all the things.
And
I
then
wanna
that's
say.
when you start doubting yourself and getting all okay.
Yeah.
Let's just do a little time check. Okay, cool. Current state of affairs, anything you want to talk about, anything you want to highlight. We don't have to get into everything because this is the internet. Whatever we talk about, people can Google, but
Yeah.
what's going on? Is there like, you know, say I just showed up to Pacifica and I'm like looking around, what do I need to know?
Been around, what do you need to know? I think, okay, I'll start with some good things. So there's like some beautification going on. There's murals going up all over the
I did see
place,
that.
which is really exciting. The next thing we are, wanting to do is to really look at the freeway and try to get some murals along the freeway there.
Oh, like Highway 1?
Which would be
Okay.
really beautiful, right? And so that's a positive thing.
You don't
That's
like all the
change.
new graffiti about like butts and beers or whatever?
I actually think it's funny,
That's
but
funny
not
too, but
everybody
it's not
else
funny.
does.
If you're the kids doing that, just don't do it.
Yeah, and so I just start there, just because I think, again, what people really see when they come into Pacifica is the state of our region, which is the unhoused folks all over the region.
Yeah, so they pull up like, man, that's a great view, but I can't see it past some of these RVs. And then people are like, what's going on?
Yeah, and we're afraid of these people, and we don't want our kids to walk by them on their way to school, and so that's a huge issue right now.
Yeah.
And the more compassionate that we can be as human beings, I mean, that's the only way that we can lean in and make any good decisions.
I know you're super like team human, but how come others aren't?
Maybe because I've never had a lot of money, really. So I'm not.
You're not too far away from
I'm not
the-
a property
that's-
owner. No, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but like
it could
it's
be
like
me.
not all property owners are bad, just like not all people in the RVs, the motorhomes, whatever we call them, like are bad either. But
No,
I
they're
feel
not.
like people just like grouping people in like weird negative ways.
Well, and
doesn't make
then
any
for some
sense.
reason they're afraid. Like people they have fear, and that's what makes
Yeah.
people react that way. It's always about fear.
fear or love.
Fear or love.
I think Kanye West said that, so I can't take
Oh
it. But
no,
you don't like Kanye West or what?
I never met him.
That's such American response.
Sorry.
Oh my god!
I thought
You don't like
was
Kanye West? I've never met him.
Oh, he was gonna veto that one.
No, that's funny though, because when people say like I fucking hate Kanye West, it's like you don't even know him. You don't know him. But Mary reversed it on me. She 8-miled me. Okay, well, a leading question. You said you were sad, so did something happen over the weekend that maybe I don't think a lot of people might not know about it. Kevin doesn't potentially, or maybe I did. I don't know. So yeah, we got a couple minutes.
Okay, well, I'm going to talk about it then because a friend of mine passed away on Friday. Her and her husband live in their motorhome, and they had to move it because it had been tagged. So they're following the laws, trying to do what was right.
And this is a 72-hour notice because that's the law right now. Is every
Right.
3
Mhm.
every 3 years, every 3 hours. No, sorry, every 3 days.
You have to move.
You have to
Right.
move.
Yeah, and so there was a really horrible accident where the brakes didn't work on the RV and it ran her over.
That's brutal.
And her husband, I mean, this is a loving couple who have like faithfully served our community, and it's so sad.
And did they just get to Pacifica or like
No,
I'm thinking
they-
all the stereotypical things
no, they've been here for at least 3 years, and they were living in a house before that.
yeah. So I scoped the Facebook page out because for some reason when people pass away, I always look at their Facebook pages.
Yeah.
I think that's just welcome to 2019.
Well, yeah.
But a lot of her most recent videos was her from like the deck, just saying how grateful she is to live in this place. So you're telling me it wasn't a transient drug dealer dumping wastewater, all the horrible things we hear. Like
It wasn't one transient.
it's a real
running
human being.
over another transient,
Yeah.
which is how the press release made it sound.
Yeah. And so is it possible that the press release, like all press releases are kind of like dry like this, but does it just hurt a little more because you knew them? Or do we need to change the way our press releases come out? Because I didn't know you could say transient anymore. I thought that was
Well,
derogatory.
that's a really good question, and so I had to question my response. Like, am I going to send this email as like a grief?
Yeah, are you
response?
reacting?
And then I'm like, oh no, it's not. It's not. Again, always go with my gut
Yeah.
because it's always right. And so I'm like, press send.
Is it always right, or is it right 99.9?
99.9%.
All right, we'll get back to that
Yeah,
next
yeah,
time.
yeah.
A little inside.
Anyway,
joke.
so I did say something to the city staff about how I felt about the press release.
That's good.
And I got a response. And so now they're going to respond to that and start thinking differently about how they use words in their press releases.
Okay, so let me get this straight because I knew some of this, but I didn't know all this. So
Yeah.
I'm just there was an incident, and we fall into calling homeless. It could be unhoused because technically they have a home, so they're not homeless, they're houseless but unhoused. RV is recreational vehicle, but I heard you say
Motorhome.
motorhome because this is their home. They're not. They're not using it as a recreation vehicle, but society just says RV homeless.
Right.
But, and then, yeah, I got bothered by the word transient because I just can't believe that's still a word describing, that's like if I was in the RV or see the motorhome, you got like a tip jar, a drinking game or something.
It is hard to.
But like, would they describe me as a transient? Even though I was, born and raised, worked at the Resource Center, Breakers, Two Pals podcast, one of the pals. So it's just like,
yeah.
But our press release is supposed to put in the characteristics thing, or is it just supposed to be like the need to know? But I don't know.
Well, I think that was one of the responses that came back to me was,
This is how it is.
People's housing situation doesn't need to be included in a press release.
Yeah.
And just the fact that they were a loving couple. I mean, it just.
But wait, was that
so
defending
dry.
the press release, or that was saying you're right?
They were saying I was right.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
I thought
Yeah.
if they were defending it, it's like no, then you wouldn't be a transient, and because then that
They
alludes to-
definitely defended it as best as they could.
Well, that's what happens when
Because-
two worlds collide or three worlds,
Right, right.
we're all learning.
But they also honored my request,
Mm-hmm.
for the conversation, and then I got a really good response from the city, and
That's
hopefully
good.
they can do things differently.
So you
from
feel
now
good
on.
about it.
I feel good that I pressed send.
And I have a feeling that
Yeah.
this unfortunate tragedy is gonna inspire a lot, not only in you, but it's also already affected me and potentially the community. I haven't read the awful comments, but I have seen some where people are like, rest in peace. And there are people. I just want us to stop fighting. I don't want to be. I think Kevin said it best. Is like it's got kind of that us versus them mentality. But
Yeah.
I can't say it better than just being team human.
Exactly.
Was there anything else that you wanted to highlight about Pacifica? And you did pretty good at building that shit sandwich of saying like the murals and then the unhoused and the motorhomes. Is there anything else positive going on?
Yes, we're updating the local coastal plan and the general plan of the city, which is really exciting. So we're doing all the land zoning. And,
Look at her go, Kev. Do you
and
recognize this girl?
All the policies.
Oh my god, it gets so wacky so quick. And now she's like local coastal plan. That's awesome.
I have so much information in my head. It's like insane.
Yeah.
But I can't remember like who I talked to yesterday.
That's
It's
fine.
but it's very exciting that we're updating the plan because it hasn't been updated since 1980, and there's a lot of things that need to be
So
looked at again.
if you haven't turned off this episode yet,
I hope not.
if you're really interested in Pacifica and Mary's city council career, where should they go? What should they do? How can they get involved?
I think signing up for Connect Pacifica is probably really important.
Okay, how do they do that? The website, maybe?
Yeah, the
Okay.
City of Pacifica website.
Okay, so yeah, subscribe to the newsletter.
Mhm.
The Resource Center is also going to start putting out more of a newsletter. So packresourcecenter.org. Very similar information, just like trying to help people, and Pacific is trying to keep them
Yeah.
on things. So I would
Right.
say, yeah, those are the two newsletters to sign up for. Also, the Pacific Collaborative, which you talked about last time.
Oh, yeah.
There's going to be some movement on there. So if you're an organization that wants to get more involved and to just spread your mission and spread your vision, we're going to get that going too. So those three newsletters or something. And you can pretty much just talk to Mary for all three of those because she's usually up to speed on those.
I'm happy to talk to anybody.
Yeah.
I really am.
What's the last thing you did for you?
Oh, I painted.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
You also went to a Metallica concert. I don't know if we talked about that yet.
Oh my God. Do you want me to talk about Metallica? Really? It's like the
No.
best thing ever. Okay. I didn't think so.
No, but I wanted to tell the people that you went to that because I think that was really special that you did that for yourself.
I went all by myself.
No,
and
that's
I
cool.
spent a lot of money and I got a ticket. And it was great.
That's good.
I'm so happy.
I spent a lot of money. And then I went to see John Mayer after that.
Oh, yeah, no.
Your body is wonderful.
My daughter and
We're
I,
going down.
Elise and I walked out of his concert.
Why?
Because
He wasn't
was
emo
so
enough?
Stoned.
He was stoned?
Yeah, we're just
Well,
like,
he was a bit of a
stupid.
wild child back in the day, but then he ruined his voice, so now he's just like Mr. Cool, but you like him. But yeah, good
Speaking
concert.
of music.
Kevin, what's up with your band? Kevin, oh, I got an announcement. Go ahead. Why don't you tell Mary what you're doing on October 26th?
What?
making me go on the record about this, huh? I'm playing a show with Robbie. Robbie's first show back.
Yeah,
So,
I'm back from the dead, bro.
Yeah.
33 years old. We out here.
Actually, I think this is gonna be the first time we ever like shared the stage together too. Because
Really?
I filmed a bunch of shows, but I don't know if I ever actually like played with 5 characters on the same bill. So.
Yeah, I didn't even tell you that. What do you
No,
think
and
about that?
All I can think of is my calendar.
That's an exclusive right there, Mary.
Like my calendar, I need to like check because I have to go.
October 26th. Hopefully there's not a Metallica concert.
Oh, no.
Redwood City,
No, this is
Bobby
it.
D's.
Redwood City, Bobby D's. Bobby V's?
Bobby McGee.
Bobby D's.
Bobby
Bobby
D's.
D's.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, so that'll be cool.
Are you going to be there?
Oh yeah, are you kidding me?
All right. I made a joke that I only joined a band so that I could play with Kevin's band, and I didn't think it was going to happen before I was ready for it. So come October 26th, Bobby D's.
Bobby D's.
Come early because we're opening because like no one knows us. We got like pay our dues.
That'll be good for me to come early, right?
Yeah, because I gotta get to bed by 10.
Yeah, 9:30.
You
That's
you
so
pushed your
exciting.
your birthday back.
So tell me, how does it feel?
I
How does it feel to
feel.
be playing music again?
Have you ever been in a car accident?
Yes.
Okay, imagine not getting in the car accident, but then being like, "Did I just get into a car accident?" That's how it feels. I had practice today, so that's why I have sexy voice too. It feels amazing. It feels like a part of me was dead for the last 6 years, and I
Yeah.
just like found it again. I'm struggling with like the harmony and the balance of it all because I take on so much, but I can never not create and not play music. So, like my boy John Mayer said at his concert, I'm playing music till the day I die. Music, music, music. So, my girlfriend, food, water, music, and this podcast, and Breakers, and the Resource Center, and Pacifica, and my mental health, and Kevin. But Kevin was already involved in the other stuff, so it's okay. So, Those are my priorities now.
Those are all beautiful things. I'm so happy for you.
No,
I am, because when we
it's
first
gonna
met,
be so good.
you were the cute boy in the band.
Not when we first. Oh yeah, I guess when we
Yes.
first met. But
Yes.
you weren't saying that about a 16-year-old. Your daughter was saying
Oh
that.
yeah, not me. Sorry.
Yeah, but now I'm over 18. What's up? Pound it.
Oh yeah. It's cute.
All right, so that was a half hour.
Oh wow, that went by so fast. Remember what they said? They said we should like, whoa.
Is that like an
There's,
earthquake or
like,
something?
noises.
Should I cut?
No, I think you're good.
Keep rolling.
I'm Robbie. She's Mary. This was Two Pals.
Two pals.
What should we talk about next? Next episode, Kevin, you pick the topic right now.
We should have a pal on.
4.
I think we should have a pal on.
A pal-on? Is that like a pile-on?
No, a pal. We should
Like,
invite a pal.
Okay, yeah, it's got to be Nicole.
Yeah.
For sure.
All right, everyone, thank you so much. If this is the last podcast I ever do, I love you.
You're supposed to say she's Mary.
She's Mary,
And I'm Robbie.
and this is Two Pals. We're out.